Something I hear about quite a lot is, how do I, as a business, benchmark the website visitors that I get? I'm looking at investing over lots of different channels, so Google Ads, Facebook, Instagram, email. How do I benchmark which kind of visitors generate me the most revenue, and therefore where should I put my investment? One of the things that I like to do is look at a great metric, which is how much revenue per visitor do I get. So essentially, I'm going to take all the visitors and I'm going to divide that by all the revenue, and that will give me an amount per visitor. Now, what I want to start doing with that then is getting deeper into the analytics. I then want to look at, if that's my benchmark, how much revenue do I get from each of the visitors that come to my site. I want to see, how does that differ on mobile? How does that differ on desktop? How does that differ from visitors that come from social media? How does that differ from visitors that come from Google Ads? Now, depending on which attribution model you're using, it might not be as simple as just taking that formula. But I would urge you to just have some form of benchmarking so that you can get a good idea of which visitors generate the most revenue. Now, the reason why I want to do that is because what I also want to compare that is how much revenue do I get for each of the emails I send in my monthly, weekly, daily email newsletter. So the total amount of revenue divided by the total amount of email sends, because again, this is going to give me a really good indication of the quality of traffic and what strategies I should be using in order to drive more people to the site, and whether I should be investing more in email. So to recap, here's what I would like you to do. You can do it through Google Analytics. You can actually do it with a plain piece of paper. Take the total amount of visitors divided by the total amount of revenue, and there you will have a benchmark for how much revenue each visitor generates. You could look at that between new visitors, returning visitors, but that's your general benchmark. Then split it out into the different channels. So how does that look from visitors that were driven from Google Ads, from Facebook, from Instagram? Give you an idea. Then have a look at it as to what device, so mobile versus desktop. Then if you're investing in email or you're not investing in email, do the same calculation. It will either show you should invest more or not, but so for how many emails that I send, how much revenue does that generate? It might also then make you think about which calls to action you use on your site. If email makes you vastly more revenue per email that is sent, you might want to push your email build a lot quicker. If it's not as much returning visitors, then you might want to divert that spend into the acquisition of new customers. Hope you found that helpful, and hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know.